Hello dear developers and programmers, I hope you are doing great. You are watching episode 4 of the tutorial on sending form data from a website to Telegram. In this episode we are going to secure the application we wrote by using a Cloudflare worker as the server. In the form we built the data transfer works fine, but because we saved the bot token and chat ID on the frontend, they can be easily discovered and abused by others. Let me show you how these sensitive variables can be discovered. Because we stored them in the page code, they are easily exposed. Even if we obfuscate the entire script, it doesn't help. At best those values won't be recognizable in the code. But let me show you how. In the Network tab of DevTools, these values are easily exposed. I'll send a test message. The moment we submit the request, we are actually making a fetch request to the Telegram API. And when we look at the fetch or XHR section, we see that the request has been recorded and displayed there. By entering the details and options of that request, we can easily access the bot token and chat ID, so it doesn't matter whether we've obfuscated our code or not. The Network tab actually reveals everything. In the Network tab there are several subtabs that record and show all the communications our browser performs with different servers. The bot token and chat ID, and even the format we define for our message in the form, are visible here. So far we've understood the problem, now it's time to solve it. I intend to teach you how to protect the bot token and chat ID so they won't be leaked even in the Network tab of DevTools. The short answer is that we must have a server, but I'll show you how to use a Cloudflare worker that will act as our server. To create a secure connection between us and the Telegram API without leaking any of our sensitive information, I have considered the following structure. In practice, we only send the data from our website form to our Cloudflare worker, the worker processes it and forwards it to the destination, and our sensitive information is securely stored on the Cloudflare server. Alright, let's start the process of creating a worker in Cloudflare. First, we must create a Cloudflare account. If you have an account, log in. If not, create a new account. Okay, I'm logged into my account. In this dashboard, simply go to the Workers section. Very well, we won't use this section for now and we'll do the rest through the terminal. As a reminder, this is the project for which we want to build a worker. To start, create a folder with any name. The folder's location can be anywhere on your system. For convenience, I'll create my folder here next to the other project files. Now create a JavaScript file with any name inside that folder. This worker file is actually our backend which will run on the Cloudflare server. Also create a file named wrangler.toml. This is our worker's configuration file. Let's define a standard config for our worker. The name key is the web address assigned to your worker. In the main key you must set the path to your worker file. And the compatibility date key relates to Cloudflare updates, preferably set it to today's date. For more information about configuration keys, consult the official Cloudflare documentation. Okay, now let's define the output of an HTML message for testing in our script. Writing code inside a Cloudflare worker environment is a bit different. First, on this line I define an ES module and specify an object as the default export. I define a method named fetch which is async, meaning it can use await. I create and return a new response. I define a test HTML message. And I set the content type of this document to HTML. Alright, now let's deploy the worker we created. To deploy, go into the folder where your worker file and configuration are located. I mean exactly this folder. Pay attention, if you choose the wrong path you'll run into trouble. Open a terminal in that path. I use PowerShell, but you can use CMD as well. Okay, I've written a guide file for you and I'll provide its link. First you must install the Wrangler CLI on your system. It's a CLI tool for managing Cloudflare. Well, it's installed. By running this command you can see all Wrangler commands and easily execute your requests. Right now I only intend to teach you how to deploy a worker. Alright, by running this command we log into our Cloudflare account. When you run the login command, Wrangler gives you a special login link. Because I was already logged in on the web, this message appeared for me and now I just need to click the Allow button. And that's it. At this step we successfully connected Wrangler to our Cloudflare account. Here you can also see a success message. Now it's time to deploy the worker. To do that simply run this command. You may be asked a few options the first time, which you can easily confirm by pressing enter. Okay, our worker has been successfully created, and this is its link. Whenever you want to update your worker, just run the same command again. Now let's check the dashboard. Yes, as you can see the worker I created is listed here. Let's open its link and see what it shows. Yes, as you can see it returned the HTML message we had defined. So this worker link is the URL that will play the role of our connection to Telegram. Now let me teach you how to update your worker. The function we wrote here should actually be converted into functions that communicate with the Telegram API and perform fetch instructions. I make a change to the worker, and as I said, run the deploy command again. Yes, as you can see the worker updated that easily. Now it's time to tell you how to securely save our sensitive variables in Cloudflare. I mean the bot token and chat ID that should remain hidden from everyone. For this, we use a feature called environment variables that stores our variables securely. There are several ways to set environment variables. I'll teach you the most safest methods. You can simply go into the section of the Cloudflare dashboard I'll show you and set them. You can also do this via Wrangler, which I find more convenient. By running this command we create an environment variable named bot token, and in the next step we must specify its value to set it. Let's go and copy the bot token. Very well, an environment variable named bot token was successfully created. Now I'll create the second variable, chat ID, in the same way. Alright, as you saw the environment variables loaded by themselves in this section, they didn't even give me a chance to refresh the page. Now we can easily use these environment variables we've defined in our worker code. the variables are securely saved and their values are not even visible in the Cloudflare dashboard, which is why I said I'm teaching you a secure method. In this structure we've implemented the bot token and chat ID are not visible anywhere, not even in the backend. Note that after every change you make in Cloudflare you must redeploy so the worker is set with your latest changes and works. For example, now that we've set the environment variables, we must redeploy the worker so those variables become available in the backend. I hope you enjoyed watching episode 4, I'll end the video here. In the next episode 1 we'll teach you how to write a Cloudflare worker code that communicates with the Telegram API and sends our message securely. If you found this tutorial useful, please support me with a like, subscribe, comment, and share. Hit the bell icon to get notified as soon as new episodes drop. Thanks for watching, I hope it was helpful.